holding me, touching me, feeling my holding me, touching me, feeling my holding me, touching me, feeling my Alright guys, so I want you guys to meet Plank version 1.0, and this is basically a PC case that I made myself completely out of cardboard and some tape and some glue, but that's irrelevant. Basically, I wanted to test and see if this is possible and plausible and how well it will hold up. And I want to say that yes, it is possible, yes, it is plausible, and it's holding up pretty freaking well. Now, making it did take some time, and it's definitely not perfect. Basically, I had to find a box that would fit all of my components, and then I had to place the motherboard in the box and measure out the I/O shield. And then I also had to measure out the GPU slot and then cut holes in the appropriate places. After doing that, I had the same process with the power supply, but I also had to measure up the holes for the screws. And then when I was done with that, I also cut out a window so I could install everything, because this does not have a side panel. And then when I was done, I also cut up a little hole at the front of the case for a 120 millimeter fan. After all that was done, I plaster dipped it for durability and design, and please do not judge my crummy painting skills. I am a complete noob when it comes to stuff like that. Now, it does have issues, and I will get into that a little bit later, but I can see myself using this case for a few months, and then if I'm super conservative, maybe even up to 1 year. Now, there is a power button for those that are wondering, meaning that I do not have to short out my 2 power on pins on the motherboard every time I want to turn it on. You can actually buy one of these for like $1.50 on Amazon. I got mine from an old PC case because they are connected to PC cases usually. When it came to installing this power on button, I basically had to cut a hole at the bottom of the PC case and then kind of shove it in there. I super glued it on there, and then I taped over the super glued areas just for a bit of reinforcement. Now, it's not the best design that I have for this case, but I mean, it works, and so that's all I can ask for, really. A lot of you may be wondering how I got the motherboard to stand up, and sorry if I keep looking over there. That's where the PC case is right now, so I'm kind of just eyeing it while I'm doing this video. But I basically cut holes where the standoff holes on the motherboard would be, and then I punched holes into the cardboard base of the PC case, and then I super glued the little standoffs in, and then I basically screwed in the computer. So I kind of made it like a regular PC case, how that would be. I try to emulate that as much as possible for the best results. So when I turned it on, nothing combusted, and I think that's always a good sign when you turn something on and it does not blow up. And so after turning it on, I decided to play about 30 minutes of Halo Combat Evolved just to get what kind of temperatures I would have if I was gaming with this PC case. Now, if you're wondering about the specs, I will put them on screen, but they're pretty much identical to the specs that I have in my $45 gaming PC from 2001. I did not want to put any super expensive computer components in here just in case something bad would have happened. Anyway, the temperatures are on screen. As you can see, the CPU temperature seems a little bit high. 75 degrees Celsius is pretty high in this day and age, but you have to remember that this CPU is an Athlon 2200 Plus from 2001, and that is rated to run at 85 Celsius maximum. It also runs at 1.6 volts at stock, so I think 75 is pretty doable and definitely in the safe zone. So what are the pros and cons of building your own PC case? Well, the very first one is that it's made out of cardboard, so you have a very, 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 very low chance of shorting out anything. It's actually kind of funny because cardboard is usually what people use to breadboard their computer. So if you have an issue with your computer or your motherboard and you don't know what's wrong, you will breadboard it, which is basically you put it on a cardboard, a piece of cardboard, and then you test it on there because cardboard is non-conductive. So you have a high chance of no failures when it comes to using a cardboard PC case. The second thing is that it's super cheap or free completely. I mean, all of the components that I used to make this PC case can be found in the regular, normal, average household. I think I used scissors, a kitchen knife, some tape, some super glue, and then a tiny bit of electric tape. And all of this stuff you can find inside of your own home, minus maybe the electric tape, which was only about $2 at Home Depot. Third pro is that you get a ton of satisfaction from building your own PC case. Now, I know that's kind of a stupid point, but I mean, I had a lot of fun making this, and it took me about 4 hours to make it, minus the plastic dipping. That took like probably 30 minutes to an hour to actually paint it on there.
and then I had to leave it overnight for it to dry. But I mean, I'm super happy about this case and I'm super proud of it. So if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know that I've been teasing it a lot just because I'm super happy with how it came out. I honestly thought it would be a lot worse. So now for the cons, and I think the biggest one is its little durability. Now, this is a PC case made out of cardboard, and although the plastic tip does reinforce the strength a little bit, it will be weaker than even a plastic case, a lot weaker than an aluminum case, and tons weaker than a steel case. So you will manage to probably get a few months off of this, and like I mentioned before, maybe a year if you're conservative, but don't try to use this long term, and by long term I mean more than 6 months. The second one is its lack of ease of use and upgradability. Now, when it came to building this PC case, it's pretty hardware specific. I mean, I can maybe switch out the power supply to other power supplies, and I can definitely switch out the fan, possibly the motherboard to other micro ATX models, but the GPU, I'm gonna have to cut out an extra slot. I might have to make the little, the top part of it a bit longer, a bit bigger. I might have to compensate because this is a pretty small GPU and I can't fit much bigger ones in there. The CPU cooler is pretty small because it's pretty much a little bit taller than stock. Anything bigger than that, it's not really gonna work. So it's pretty hardware specifically built, if that makes sense. You don't really have a lot of upgrade room when it comes to this thing. Ease of use as well. This does not have a side panel, so I only have the side window when it comes to installing components into the PC case. Now that may change in future versions if I decide to kind of make my own makeshift side panel for the computer case, but right now it's pretty hard to install components in there. You have to be really specific with the order that you install your components. The very last one is little cable management, and I think that goes without saying. I don't have any secret holes or secret panels or slots to put any of the cords. I basically had to tie them with my Velcro straps, which I will constantly recommend. These are probably one of the best investments you can have ever. I just pretty much tie them up and then I put them off to the side away from the case window. So what is the final verdict with this case? I will say that I'm super proud that I actually made this in just under a day, and it came out looking pretty decent. It's not the best looking case, but it's not that bad either, and it works. And I think this is just something cool that you guys can do at home, or if you really need a PC case and you just want to save like 30, 40, 50 bucks, then you can make one of these and it will work perfectly fine. Now, if you guys want me to make a tutorial, a step-by-step tutorial that's pretty in-depth on how to make one, I can definitely do that for you guys. Just let me know. But other than that, this has been a video on Plank version 1.0, and I hope to update him sometime in the future. Now, if you guys like this video, definitely give it a like. And if you love it, definitely subscribe because I have more content like this coming out soon. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.